Hi, welcome back to the City Go Writer channel where I talk about books and films, and today I will be doing the BookTube Newbie Tag. I know, right? If you've been subscribed to my channel for a little while, you would notice that I've already have a few videos up already, and if you are used to being a BookTube, then you would also know that the BookTube Newbie Tag is usually the first video of a new BookTuber's channel. And if you could tell already, I already have a few videos on my channel, but it is what it is, alright? Who says I gotta do things in order? So, yeah. But before I start the questions, let me just do a quick introduction of myself. So as far as my name is Blessing, or you can also just call me City Girl, whichever one. I will answer through either name. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I live in the United States. Oh, and I'm also a college student. So, yeah, I think, that's pretty much all the necessary things to know for sure. And let's get to the questions. So, question 1. Why did you start this channel? Well, I really just wanted to talk about books outside of Instagram because I have a Bookstagram account that I kind of just use as like my personal, but now I've been talking about books since March of last year. However, I really wanted to take my book content a little bit more seriously and then put it in more of the YouTube scene because I do follow a lot of YouTubers who are part of the book community, and I really wanted to create videos just like they do. Like, I want to be a part of the community too. I mean, sure, I engage with the content creators with their videos and stuff, but I also support them with their own ways to support them, but I also want to make my own content like that and to expand upon all that in my audience from Instagram into YouTube. Or maybe I can find a new audience in YouTube. Who knows, you know? Instagram and YouTube, they're very different things as far as how to build a community and create content. So I really want to experiment on that. And also, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and now I have an excuse to do so. Alright, question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Now, I'm not totally sure what's considered as fun, to be honest, since fun is such a subjective word, even as unique as well. But I think the best way to go about it is just really being myself. I mean, that's the best way any content creator can do, is just to be themselves. And something fun, I don't know what would be considered as fun for YouTube, but I don't know. I just do whatever I can do, basically. I don't know what I would consider as fun in the YouTube scene, but I guess I can just experiment, try new things, just see inspiration from other YouTubers and try my hand at it. I don't know. This is all new to me. I'm just gonna figure it out as I go. That's it. That's all I can say. I'm gonna learn. Let's all learn together. Why not? Alright, question 3. What are you most excited about for this channel? Well, I'm actually just really excited to introduce some books to people who have not been reading for a while or want to get back into reading. Or maybe they are starting to fall out of reading a little bit. I'm like, hey, let me introduce you some books that maybe you've been interested in. And, talk about books that I've always been interested in and recently been reading and stuff like that. So, why not? Also, I'm also kind of excited to mix in some film content along with books. Because like I said before in my little intro here, I did say I talk about books and films, even though if you've been on my channel for a little while, you will notice I have not made any film content, but, that does not mean I will not have any. I will. It's just going to take a while. Because reading and watching things, it takes up a lot of time. They're both hobbies I do enjoy, but it takes a lot of time to do, especially to create it to a video and stuff like that. But hey, I get to, why not mix in some book stuff with some film stuff? I'll see how that works. But, I'm really excited to bring that in all together. So we'll have to wait and see. Alright, question 4. Why do you love reading? I love reading because it's literally in my nature to read. I've always just loved to, I would say this. I live to read and read to live. I truly believe that a book like this, created by an author, has, in order to get a story like this, it has to come from the author, the author's soul or in their own mind. It can be a mind or soul or even both. And it gives, and you can really get a glimpse of an author's inner world, especially if you read a lot of books by the same author. So this is just for an example, but for Niveau, I'm not totally sure on Niveau's pronouns, so I'm just going to use gender neutral pronouns since I have no idea on those pronouns like at all. So for Niveau, I know for them that they have the Singing Hill Cycle novella series with all the novellas, and then also have a Great Gatsby retelling book, and I guess Hollywood kind of centered book called Siren Queen. And I'm just like, dang, if I read a lot of Niveau's writing, I think I can have a better glimpse and idea of like Niveau as an author, as far as their not only their writing stuff, but just like who they are as a person sometimes, and what kind of stories do they always have within them that they always want to put out into the world. That's why I love reading, especially if I'm sticking to one author. You know, if I read so much of one author in particular, then I want to know more about that author themselves. So yeah, and also, you know, you learn a lot of writing tips and writing styles, formats, novel structures, histories, cultures. Like, you learn so much just from reading, and that's why I love to read. I learn so much from it. And yeah, and also it's easier to learn if you read a book at your own pace. You know, that's why I love pleasure reading and not much on academic reading. Alright, question 5. What book or series got you into reading? Well, besides a middle grade fantasy series, I have read some other books. I remember reading a lot of Kempton Underpants books. Danrupi Kid was a book one, and also The Magic Tree House, and a little bit of the Goosebumps. Yeah, those are the prominent books I remember reading at like elementary school for sure. Alright, question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Well, I do have a lot of questions, but I've narrowed it down to one question per booktuber I want to give a quick shout out to, basically. So we'll start with Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. My question to them is, how do y'all come up with great experiment videos? Like, I've been following Jessie for a while, and I'm just like, damn, all these experiment videos. I wish I had the capability to like not only edit that but also record all of that and find the books and then the aesthetic. Like, I can't get that aesthetic, people. I can't get that aesthetic, but Jessie, please, can y'all help me? I want to know how y'all do it with your experiment videos. I'm curious. And then Jan from Jan Agaton, how do you balance recording more than one reading vlog at a time? Like, Jan's vlogging game, y'all, like her vlogging game, like, I'm always so amazed whenever I see, like, watch any of her reading vlogs. I'm just like, wow, you were vlogging this, but also working on another vlog at the same time. Like, how did she does it? I don't know how she does it. I'm curious. I'm very curious. And then I have a question for Noelle from Noelle Gallagher. Where do you get that small microphone thingy that you use for your audio? Now, this is a little bit more of a dated question because I don't think she uses that microphone anymore. But I am curious, though, just out of curiosity, you know, just out of curiosity on that small mic thingy, if she still remembers it. And then I have a question for Jess from Jess Owens. How do you keep track on what's going on in the book community? Like, Jess has this series on her channel where she has like a book community video like once a week. It's usually on Tuesdays, but it's just usually just once a week. So it could be a Tuesday or Wednesday, or just anything that's going on in the book community. And I'm just like, dang, how do you keep track of all that? Like, get all the information, get all the sources, whether it's a article or Twitter thread or Instagram post or whatever. I'm like, dang, how on earth did you keep track of all that? It's just out of curiosity for me, because I think it's really cool just to be up with the book community. And then I have a question for Joel from Fictional Fates. What are some tips for planning content via Notion? Because I have watched both of Joel's Notion tour videos, and I've always been interested in like how booktubers like plan their content, and I'm just really curious for Joel's. Like, I know with the tours, I remember him like going into it a little bit in both the tours, but like, can we have like an updated video? Maybe, possibly, probably not, but like, I am curious on how they're able to do that. Very curious. And I have another question for Noria from Chronicles of Noria. How can I obtain your infectious, joyous energy? Like, every single time I'm watching her videos, I'm just like, she's so energetic. She has this, like, contagious, joyous energy that's just like, I just love. Especially when it comes with unboxing Fairy Loop subscription boxes. Like, it's always bringing joy to my face. I don't know. I don't know if she can really answer this kind of a question, but I'm personally just curious. And then my final question goes to Cindy from With Cindy. How long does it take for you to add captions for your videos? Because I do notice I look at her channel, like, all of her videos are closed captioned, and I'm just like, dang, how long does it take for you to go through all the captions and stuff, like, actually to add them in? And like, I also am kind of curious on if she uses like a software or not, or if she just goes on YouTube itself and just add the captions from there, or just use a software to do it and then copy and paste to YouTube. I don't know. I'm curious about the whole caption game, alright? I am very, very curious. But anyways, that's just the end of that. That's a lot of questions for this question here. Alright, question 7. What challenges do you think in starting a BookTube channel will be hardest to overcome? I would say consistency, because it's not like I can really be very consistent with YouTube as far as like, you know, making, having video ideas, recording, editing, adding closed captioning, and uploading, and having it published and stuff. Like, I don't think I can really be that consistent with it. I know for some booktubers, they're able to have like a video or two every week. For me, I probably won't be able to do that. I don't think I can do that for sure. Maybe I can do like 1 or 2 videos a month and just stick it with that, since it does take a lot of time for me to, you know, do the process of making a YouTube video. So, of course, if you hear that, that's just the sound of the heating and cooling system. So, if you hear that, that's what that is. Oh well. But yeah, I think that's the main challenge for sure. And also, not only that, but I think also promoting my content. Since I don't really have a big following on Instagram, or any other, like, I don't have a big following on any social media site, so it will be harder for me to promote my stuff so people can actually see my content. But yeah, promoting, consistency, and also engagement, because I really want people to engage with my content, whether it's liking the video, subscribing, or just a comment. I like people to comment on my videos. I want to hear your thoughts, you know? That would be a challenge, but, you know, I'll just have to tackle it every video at a time and see where it goes. Alright, question number 8. When did you start reading? I think I vaguely remember starting to, like, pick up Magic Treehouse books. Give or take around... Actually, no, I don't think I was... Magic Treehouse, no, I don't think it was that. I think it was, like, a book called Frog and Toad. I think I was reading that when I was like 6 or 7. I remember being like 1st or 2nd grade. So somewhere around there. I think it was 1st grade for sure. Yeah. Because I was in an advanced reading track in 1st grade. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was 1st grade. Yep. Alright. Question number 9. Where do you read? I mainly read my books in this room right here. This is just like my own little corner where I live that I can just... where it's just my area, where I just have my stuff. And also my bookshelf is, my main bookshelf is right over there. I have my manga over here. So yeah, I mostly just read here. But if I'm not in my house or anything, then I would be reading. I would read like in the car. Yeah, I do read in the car. I know for some people they can't because motion sickness or they get headaches and migraines. But I can read in the car. I can read on buses. I can read on trains. I read at school, libraries, outside sometimes if it's nice out. But yeah, I can read just about anywhere if it's outside my house. But other than that, I'm just here. Alright. Now, the 10th and final question. What kind of books do you like to read? Well, my main genre is for sure fantasy, historical fiction. I've been getting into manga lately and also reading some queer fiction. And also, I'm also deeping in a little bit into reading classics and short story collections, graphic novels. I am starting to also be really interested in memoirs as well. And I'm trying to read some horror, but I'm going to only be dipping my toe into the horror manga scene, so. But yeah, those are the books I like to read. But as far as what I don't read and I don't want to be recommended is usually romance and erotica. I don't like reading much of romance. I'm very selective with romance and erotica. No thank you. No thank you. No erotica for me, please and thank you. And also I don't really like novels in verse. Like, I don't read a lot of poetry. In fact, I rarely read poetry. I don't even own actually I do own a poetry book, never mind. But like, poetry is just not my genre. I do want to get into poetry, but I need to be very selective with it. But as far as novels and verse, I've not gravitated towards that either, so sorry. Yeah. But I'm also interested in like essay collections though. Yeah, so short story collections, anthologies, essay collections, I've been trying to get into a little bit more. I haven't read much of it this year, but I do plan to read more of it next year. But, yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that's all the questions for the BookTube Newbie Tag. And finally, it's going to be up. I'm finally going to do the tag. Oh, gosh. But anyways, thank you again for coming to this channel, watching this video. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe down below. If you like this video, please like it. And please comment down below on your thoughts. Are you new to the BookTube community? Have you been in the BookTube community for a while? You know, let's discuss. Let's talk, you know. What kind of books do y'all like to read? When did y'all start reading, you know? Let's discuss. Let's discuss in the comments down below. And, yep. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.